What's up everyone, this is Shark talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be discussing Schiele and by some extent Schiele. Schiele is the human version of Schiele and they belong to Romancing Saga Minstrel Song, and Schiele was given out for free during logging bonuses on this month. If you have been logging so far, you probably got the character ready alongside some specific gold pieces to uncap her level. She is the best 3-star in the game, and I will explain why. Even if you are not planning on summoning for Schiele, because they share inheritances, Schiele is very worth. Let me click on this so we can discuss. As you can see, Schiele has very high status for a freestyle. She has 93% intelligence. We were giving out a look on Global X Rock Bouquet. She has 96. She was even buffed for Global to become very good. She does have high dexterity, I don't know why, because she does not use this status at all. She does not use STR as well, but she does have low endurance, okay will, and very good agility for a freestyle again. So her charisma is also pretty high. We need to discuss this charisma part later. One thing that needs to be discussed is also the status compared to Schiele. Schiele will probably receive buffs in global, but as you can see, the will is the same value. She even has higher charisma, similar love, and the other status are a little different, like she does not have such a high dexterity. Instead she gets higher intelligence and agility. But this character is just like the god characters Apollo and Creator. She only uses martial arts weapon. She does have the dark element, but it can be any type of martial arts with element, because she only needs more intelligence to deal more damage. She does not need to use spells. As you can see, all of their skills have the martial arts icon, so they are based on intelligence. Look here, this is the base status. Okay, so the first passive she has is Pity. Pity is very interesting. It can be used in some situations. When she's directly attacked, she has a high chance. High chance means 37% chance of countering with Swirl of Sorrow, and it will activate on rank 1. So you can see here, Swirl of Sorrow is a triple S attack with 59 modifier. It brings 2 elements, Blunt and Shadow. This is very strong, but also carries a penalty. It debuffs all surviving allies' love and charisma by medium effect. That is 30% of their status for love and charisma. That's why she has a very high charisma, because eventually if she needs to be healed after being debuffed, he will not be so bad. But what about the other characters from the squad? We'll be discussing the skill more later. Okay, so it's a direct counter, and she does not have high endurance, so it's dangerous. Maybe you can increase your survival rates by using some guard ups or some buffs with Matriarch or Nawal's Daughter that also gives guard up, and maybe even Final Impress to help out using a strategy where this is useful. While I do believe there are better counters than this. It's just for those that missed some of the counter specialists. And then she has Quickening Magic. On start of a turn, she has a chance, medium, 25% chance, of buffing herself for intelligence. The buff is very good, it's 20%, but she's a freestyle. Well, premium styles sometimes have constant buffing, but she does not have a perfect one. Only 25% chance of buffing herself. And then for the 4, that increases her damage by 20%. It's not so good as a damage dealer when you look on this, because only one passive for damage and one passive that increases status. That won't happen all the time. But she's not exactly a damage dealer. The first skill is called Incense, and this one here is amazing already. It's an indirect, all-enemy attack that deals blunt damage, 8 power, 8 modifier, is very weak. We're not thinking about damage here. It will debuff STR with a chance. Because she's a mage, the chance is very high, since 93% intelligence will help her inflict the debuff without having to rely on some buffers or also needing to debuff will before she tries to debuff STR, and it's all foes. We have this similar attack that's called Mirage Kick with other characters that needs to be discussed. That is the newest version of Coppelia. The newest version of Coppelia has Mirage Kick, and she has 70% intelligence. As you can see, sometimes Coppelia does not need help from will debuff or buffing her intelligence to debuff on turn 1, and the other character that has Mirage Kick, as you can see, is very similar, is Ren, but Ren does not have high intelligence. Ren, let's keep a look on Ren. he has Mirage Kick as well. His intelligence is only on 50. He does not even have bonus for this. So Coppelia is working very well for AoE STR debuff, but now you have also Schiele. With this attack here, you have plenty of usage for future content, where you have more than one boss or more than one target, she will be able to debuff STR. She also works pretty well with Building or Princess White Rose Chocoballs, depending if you are fighting against a martial arts enemy that has martial arts skills like dragons and many other types of bosses. We can debuff both status, since martial artists will need both STR and agility to do damage. Luck, first Building has Aerodyne, the best agility debuff in the game, that has similar power. You see it's the same 8 and 3 BP coast as well, that sometimes are used together with Princess White Rose, because Chocoballs also very strong. You see here with the Halloween version we have Chocoballs, very similar also, 4 BP coast, just like Schiele. The second skill is Cowl Rush. This one is a single target attack, and this one it also debuffs STR. That's why it's so good. And imagine that you are on a challenge where you have plenty of enemies, and then eventually you kill it all minions, and there's only the boss now, and you want to do an overdrive damage while you're still dealing an STR debuff. You have this option of doing a little more damage, or if you want to save VP, you can stick using Incense. Not many characters have two skills with this versatility between single target and AoE. That's why she's so unique. And then there is the last skill called Zero Sorrow that we already visited when discussing the first passive, Pity. That is Blunt and Moon skill that deals triple S damage 59. Triple S 59 is not so high. Well, they are nukes with 70 something modifier, that's better than this, and it's even worse when you look that this one has a penalty, but well, it's a freestyle, we cannot complain too much. And if you are planning on using her for events when farming with Raymer Rangers, you can have a full blunt squad easily, because martial arts use the agility slot, we can use club users or other martial artists in the STR slot, in the Dex slot we can use any gunner, and she can be used on the intelligence position just like Mei-Ling. Now I want to talk about Skirak, and if you are planning to summon for Skirak, you don't need to get Schiele to level 50, because, well, you'll be using this one instead. Although she has a weaker counter, Calamity is only C power, it brings petrification chance. It may be interesting for some tower stages in the future, but she does need help to survive since her endurance is not so high and she only counters direct attacks. It's even lower chance, only medium instead of high. We don't know if she will buff it in global, I think she will, but we'll have to wait. But here as she is, she has an agility buff attack that is single target but brings blunt and shadow. Then the second skill is an AoE stun attack that's kinda too close to be very interesting, since it's 8 and at least it's medium chance. It will be very useful if she can attack before enemies that are not resistant to stun. And her third skill is a dark attack that has 12 BP cost, kinda too high, and also debuffs will, but at least it's medium, so it will be 20%. So as you see, if you are planning to summon for Skirak, you'll be using her instead of Schiele. But for those that don't have gens or are planning on skipping Skirak, Schiele is good enough. She's a very good, one of the best STR debuffers in the game that can constantly keep using it because of only 4 BP cost. So I think that this ends the explanation of his character. Many times I already got some styles with good skills, always had some penalty or drawbacks. She only has that for her damage skill, and she can just stay on fights for debuff. And she has very good levels of utility that can be easily compared to any premium style. With that said, that's my opinion on Schiele. I suggest you train her. I am training her right now. I hope I get her maxed. I'm planning on summoning for Skirak too. Will you be summoning for Skirak? Please say here in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope to see you soon in the next one. Bye!